It's come to my attention that I actually realized that I don't want to work for a living. I don't want to work for a living. I don't want to work. Well, oh, what's your dream job? Oh, what do you want to do for what do you want to do for a career? Oh, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I don't want to be working.
I have no interest in climbing the corporate ladder and making $1 million and becoming the CEO. And I hate hustle culture and rising and grinding and working out at 4 a.m. Do you want to know what I want to do? I want to play pretend and I want to dress up. I want to read books about dragons. I want to watch shows about vampires and watch movies involving magic and playing games that involve magic.
They said, just put your head down, work hard, and someone will notice. That's a lie. I know you already work hard. You're first to come, last to leave. You spend Sundays prepping for Mondays.
Oh, I don't want a career. I just want a job. I don't care about climbing the corporate ladder or becoming a CEO or something. Like, if that's what you want to do, that's fine, but that's definitely not for me. I just want a job where I don't have to worry about my basic needs being met. So that means that I'm paid enough to not starve and to not have a breakdown every single day before work, because in my previous job, I definitely had a nervous breakdown every single day before work.
The myth of work as a personal achievement has destroyed more people than it has made happy. Graduate, work, go on vacation, work some more, retire, squeeze every part of yourself to become a machine that only produces and pays bills. When work becomes the only parameter of our success, of our failure as a person, our whole identity becomes our work. We neglect friends and affections. We have no time or energy to cultivate our passions, our hobbies, or even just enjoy our days in peace. The overlap between the work and the identity of a person has created generations of unhappy people. If you have a prestigious job or you earn well, then you are a winner. You made it. Otherwise, you have not only failed, but you are a failure. When people are asked what they do in life, they often respond with what they do as a job or whatever they're studying. Why do we say I'm a lawyer or I'm an architect when we get asked who we are? Our job does not define us as people, but it looks like it's becoming our only goal in our existence. Up until a few years ago, my goal was to build a career that made me happy. I've always wanted to work in the creative industry, and I chose to work with drawings since a very young age. Throughout time, my thoughts have changed quite radically, and if I have to be honest, I've even considered dropping it all a few times. I don't really care about what I do anymore. I just want to do a job that entertains me and that allows me to have the life that I want to have. Then, what do I want, you might ask? Well, first of all, happiness. Being able to work no more than 6 hours a day. Being able to sleep 9 hours every night, so that would be pretty nice. And wake up rested. I hate waking up early in the morning, or just in general waking up, to be honest. And also have time to relax a bit during the day, or do laundry, or do the shopping without having to sacrifice one task with maybe something else that I have to do. Let's say I come back from work and I generally go to the gym, but if I have to go to the supermarket to get something, maybe I'm out of rice. Very often it happens that I have to choose between either working out less or just not going and going to the supermarket to get what I need. And definitely last but not least, I would like to stop surviving. I want to be able to cover my basic expenses like food, bills, and taxes, and maybe, I don't know, Netflix and Spotify, and hopefully have still something left at the end of the month. So my solution was to turn to freelancing, and I am still grinding and trying to figure out a lot of things. I am definitely not where I want to be, and I still can't really call myself an actual freelancer because basically I work a 9 to 5 and then I have some side gigs. Why haven't I dropped everything yet? Because to be honest, it's the only thing that gives me hope. The thought of having to work a 9 to 5 for the rest of my life is worse than any horror story I could ever hear. It's dreadful, and the idea of it makes me miserable. Now, sometimes I think about the famous phrase, choose a job you love and you'll never work a day in your life. I am going to very much strongly disagree with that statement. In all the jobs I've worked at, which, keep in mind, they're not that many, I've been able to experience working at a job I like and working at a job I didn't like. I started out as a waitress, and I worked both in good and bad work environment. I am now working as a motion designer, and let me tell you, whether it is a job that you love or a job that you don't love, work is always going to feel like work. There have been moments where I've had a lot of fun working, and there have been moments where I've wished time went faster in every job I had. Even now, I am working my dream job. I have studied for this, and I've gone through different phases of my life. I have worked on my craft, and I've worked hard to get better at what I'm doing, and I'm fully doing what I want to be doing full time, both as a freelancer and in my 9-to-5. I do the same thing. I'm a motion designer because that is what I like to do. But it still feels like work, and it's always going to feel like work. I'm not saying I'm not grateful or I'm complaining. I'm not saying that my life is so bad and blah blah blah. I'm just sharing thoughts. That's it. In the past few years, I've been thinking about this huge pressure that we all feel from the society that we have built to basically work 24/7. And sometimes I pause for a second and think, is this really what life is all about? You know those reels that say, I almost forgot that this was the whole point. And it's someone just lying on the grass under the sun, or it's a couple playing and laughing together, and I think, what have we done? Why have we built this kind of society? And don't come at me saying that if things were different, the world would stop spinning, or society would fall apart, or everyone would be miserable, because that is just simply not true. The same way that we built this system, we can build another one that works differently and hopefully even better. Whenever I have taken a break from work, let's say going on vacation for a week, I've always had this sort of depressing episode the day before going back to work. This has happened at every single job I've had, whether I was serving ice cream for 12 hours a day, or working as a waitress 4 hours a day, or whether I was doing cool animation stuff at my desk for the usual 8 hours. It's really hard for me to get back to work, and I legit feel anxiety and depression for the first few days. The worst day being the one right before going back. It always happens, even at smaller scale, when going back after the weekend, for example. I've realized that I am generally very locked in while I'm working. I give it my all. I'm a perfectionist and I like to do things well. So you bet I'm going to try and do my best at everything I'm doing. And when I'm just going with the workflow, I have no issue. I just go and do whatever I have to do, and I'm okay. I'm good. Yes, I can be tired, but I'm definitely not anxious or depressed to the point of not wanting to go to sleep, because going to sleep means I'm skipping time and I have to go back to work sooner. It's like feeling I could run a marathon, but the very moment I stop, I'm doomed. Self-employment for me feels like the solution to this never-ending cycle and the only hope to escape the long work hours. But at the same time, the way to reach that end goal means you need to dive deeper into the famous hustle culture. Coming back from work and working more on your personal project, not for the sake of the project per se, but because of the hope that project is one of many little bricks that are going to build the future career of my dreams. We are human beings, and we are not made to be sitting for the majority of our day at a desktop or doing labor and fatiguing work. We are not meant to be following someone else's decisions and rules in order to consider ourselves worthy. Yes, I know that the 8-hour workday is actually an amazing achievement. There's contradicting information saying when it started and where. Some say it started in Spain in the 16th century. Some say it started in the US in the 19th century. and others say it started in Australia. But what is certain, though, is that the reason why it was implemented, it's because at that time, people were working 10, 12, 15 hours a day, and it was starting to show how unsustainable and harmful that was, especially since these people were working in dangerous and exhausting conditions. It took many, many years for this to be accepted by the various industries and businesses as a new standard, but once it was adopted, the results and the benefits were evident. To the shock of many industries, less hours did not mean less productivity, when in reality it stayed the same, even with less hours. The thing is, that happened more than 200 years ago. The world is a completely different place, and we people that are living in it have very much different needs and understanding of real lives now. In the past, the workforce has always been considered equal to machines. But we all know that we are very much different than machines, and that the amount of valuable work that we produce isn't directly correlated to the amount of hours that we work. There's many industries and businesses that are realizing this, and right now are adopting shorter work days and shorter work weeks. We are facing again the same problem as those factory workers in the 19th century. There are already studies showing that productivity isn't affected, and the companies that have actually adopted a shortened work week report that sometimes productivity has even improved. The world is begging for better work conditions, less hours, and a better balance with work and personal life. Sure, we're not busting our asses for 15 hours in a factory anymore, although some people still are. But as I said earlier, we're humans, not machines, and we evolve, we analyze, and we pivot to better suit our current lives. Or at least that's what I'm expecting us to do, but it seems like we're stuck in rules and values that are literally hundreds of years old that don't really make sense anymore. Isn't it the time for another change? Another revolution? Food for thought. I'm hungry. Like very. I'm going to be doing the hold the microphone fancy kind of thing. I feel so professional, huh?